This is tutorial for how to define delta star over delta and theta over delta for sinusoidal profile. So as we know, sinusoidal profile is u over u equals sine pi over 2 y over delta, and this is the equation to define delta star. Integral of 0 to delta 1 minus u over u dy. And what we need to do is we substitute the velocity profile into this equation. So we substitute the value of sine pi over 2 y per delta dy here, and then we do the integral. So please be careful here. The integral of sine here will give you a negative cos, and it will become y plus cos pi over 2 y per delta times the 2 delta over pi. So mean the differential of the value for this one. So the limit is from 0 to delta, and then we do the integral process here. We will get delta minus 2 delta over pi. And for this process, please be careful, because sometimes when you solve problem about sine and cos, the cos 0 is not equal to 0. So the cos 0 here will give you the value of 1. So please be careful with your calculation. So finally, we get delta minus 2 delta over pi. So what we need to do next is we substitute the value of pi equal 22 over 7, and then we will get delta star equal to 8 over 22 delta. Or sometimes we could write delta star over delta is equal 8 over 22 or 4 over 11. And this is to calculate the value of theta. So we know that the equation for theta is integral 0 to delta u over u 1 minus u over u dy. So we substitute the value of sine pi over 2 y per delta in this equation. So we could simplify it into this term. So it depends on your solution, but I would like to suggest here is it is good for you to solve this equation one by one. Means you just do the integral for this one, and then continue with the integral of this one, and then you subtract both values. Okay, let's say we solve it part by part. So for integral u over u dy, we substitute the value u over u dy here with a sine pi over 2y per delta. So again, it will give you minus cos here. And then we solve this integral, we could get that it is equal to 2 delta over pi. And then we do the integral for u square over u square here. And then we substitute the value of u over u with sine pi over 2y per delta. And then we know that this is the tricks to solve this one, because if you keep integral sine by the power of 2 here, you will get cos by the power of 2, and then it is not solve the problem. So we change into sine square here. We have a sine square a will give you 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 cos 2 pi. So, and then we substitute by using this idea. We change the value of sine square here, and then we could write as integral of 0 to delta 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 cos 2 pi over 2 y per delta dy. And then we could cancel the value of 2 here. We get these terms. We solve the integral with limit 0 to delta, and finally we could get that u over u square over capital U square dy is equal to 1 over 2 delta. So the problem is not stopped here. What we need to do next is we write the whole equation. So this is the equation for theta, and then it is equal for this one. And then from previous calculation, we found that the value of u over u dy is 2 delta over pi, and value of u square over capital U square is 1 over 2 delta. So we solve this one and then we substitute with pi equal 22 over 7. We could get theta is equal 3 over 22 delta, or theta over delta is equal to 3 over 22. So please try this at home.